Hey everyone, in this video we will be looking at Python's center method. So we'll look at all the details about this method. So let's get started here, guys. So first, the center method is used to center align a string within a specified width. I'll just get started with an example which will make more sense. Instead of just explaining these details, I think it's better to just give you an example. So I'm going to create a string, and let's say the string is Python. Okay, and I'm going to apply the center method here. So center method is a string method. That means it is applicable on a string. So what we can do is we can say print. So you'll actually see what happens after assigning the string method. I'm sorry, the center method. So we'll say string dot center, and I'm going to put the number 20. I'll explain that in details, but let me just show you what happens. So first I'm going to print just the string by itself here. And then I'm going to apply the center with the number 20 and then print it again. So let's see if you notice any difference. Now you'll notice this Python is here, but this is here. So you can see that it added some space here. So what it does is center aligns the string. So the space that you see on the right, you will see the same space on the left. So it will evenly add spaces to the right and the left of the string. Okay, depending on how many characters you want to have. So 20 means you will have a total of 20 characters, where Python is 6. So if you notice here, the length of Python is 6, but this in the center method, you said, okay, this is going to be 20. That means the total length of the string is now going to be 20. So since Python itself takes 6, that means you have 20 minus 6, which is 14. If it's 14, that means you will have 7 on the right, plus 7 on the left, and plus that 6 to make it a total of 20. So this side, you have 7. On this side, you will have 7. So 7 plus 6 plus 7, you will have a total of 20 characters. By default, the paddings that you see on the left and right are spaces. So that's why you just see the spaces here. Okay, so 7 here, 7. If you add something after this, you will, I think, see, because we cannot see really that this is 7. What we can do is we can just add another character just to show you what we have after. So I'm going to do this using the same line. So keep stuff on the same line, and let's print something else so we'll actually see it. Let's call this new string, and I will run this again so you'll see it. So now if you notice this carefully, you have a space 7, then you have space 7 here, and this is 6, and then you have the new string that takes place after 7 spaces. So that's the idea of the center method, which center aligns your string within the specified width. So if you say 20 and the Python is 6, it will add 7 and 7. Obviously, if you have another word, let's say if I write something else, let's say pass. Now this is a total of 4. That means you need to have 8 and 8 on both sides. So if I click on run, now you will see pass, but this time you will have 8 here and 8 here before the next word. Okay, so that's the idea of the center method. So the center method is used to center align a string within a specified width. So the example that you saw, the width is 20. And the other spaces will be just the empty spaces by default. However, if you look at the syntax, it also takes another parameter, which is called fill char. If you don't use anything for the fill char, by default, it will be just empty spaces. Okay. So this method creates a new string with padding characters on both sides to achieve center alignment, which we just saw. It's often used for formatting text, aligning content in tables, or improving visual presentation. So the fill char is optional. You don't have to have that, but if you want, you can have it. We'll see that in the later part of the video. So width specifies the total width of the resulting centered string. You can check the length of the string. So remember when I say string center 20, if you print it, you'll actually see that the length is going to be 20. So if we print it, for example, I can show you this. I can check the length of my string. So this will show you 4, right? And if I check the length after having the center method, you can check the length using the length function. And you will see that the new length will be 20. So if I click on run, you will see it. And let's see if I made a mistake. Oh, there you go. I forgot one ending parenthesis. Okay, so pass, the length is 4, and after applying the center method, you can see that the length is now 20. So from the beginning to all the way before the new string, the total length is 20. At the beginning, it is 4. Okay. All right, so we saw the first example using the text.center where the width is 20. Let's look at some more details about the center method. Example number 2. If the original string is wider than the specified width, no padding is added. So what this means is, let's do example number 2. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to again apply the, let me comment this out. Let's comment out all this. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply this. I'm going to say print string dot center, and I'm going to say 2. Now this will create a problem because your string has a width of 4 already, and you're saying string dot center 2. So this will keep your original string unchanged because it can't apply that 2 because its length is 4. So you will just see the string pass. Okay, there should be no paddings because it's less than the string length, which is 4. So this is not going to work. So that's example number 2, that we cannot do this. Example number 3, this function does not accept a string fail char. It only accepts a 1 character long fail char. So as I said, the fill char is optional. If you look at the last video, we can have the width and we can have a fill char. So let's see how the fill char works. So example number 3. example. Okay, example number 3. So if I say print string dot center, let's say 10. And the fill char is a string, but we can only have one character. You cannot have, so you can have one. Let's say the dash. Okay, so you're allowed to use the dash. If I do this, so instead of having empty spaces, you will be seeing the dash. So you can see there will be 3 dashes on the left and 3 dashes on the right to make the total length 10, because pass is 4, and you're going to see a total of 10. However, if you try to use double dashes, this is not allowed, and it'll give you a type error. Okay, as you can see it here. The fill character must be exactly 1 character long, so we cannot have multiple of them, just 1 character. Okay, that's example number 3. I think you already discussed about the next example, no, actually we already discussed example number 5. So let's look at example number 4. So padding characters are added evenly to the left and right of the original string. So if you notice here, when I said that dash and the total length is 10 and my string is pass, it will add 3 on the right and 3 on the left to make it a total of 10. However, this will create a problem if we use 11. Now remember, this is 4, but after having 4, now since you're using 11, you have now 7 left. So since this is 7 left, you will have like a 3 and a 4 because your total width is 11. So if I click on run, you will see the problem. So now you can see that it picked 4 and it picks 3 on the right side to make a total of 11. So if you have a string that has even numbers, you should try to use the width as even. Because if you do odd, then you're going to see 3 and 4 like this. So try to be careful when you're using the center to use either odd or even numbers. But if your string is even, try to use even here too. Okay, so that's the next and the last thing that we discussed. We already discussed about example number 5, that custom padding character can be provided. So instead of having the space, we're using the dash. We can use the dollar, for example. Okay, so as you can see, you can use custom characters too. However, if you have 3, for example, let's say PS, okay? In that case, if this is 3 and you're saying the total length is 12. Now let's see what happens if I run this. So again, since this is 12, but this is 3. So if you do 12 minus 3, you'll have now 9. Since you have now 9, you see this is 5, and this is 4, and this is 3, to make it a total of 12. So if your string has odd numbers, we should also use odd numbers. The width should also be odd. So for example, you can use 11. So now what's going to happen is, since this is 3, 11 minus 3, which is 8. So now you will have 4, 4 on both sides. So make it centered correctly. So if I run this, now you will see it correctly. So as you can see, now you see 4 and 4. This is 4, this is 3, and this is 4. So total is 11. So when you're center aligning your string, check if your string has odd numbers or even numbers, and then use your width correctly. Okay, so that's all about the center method, guys. Hopefully this makes sense, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you, guys. Bye.